Thank you. First of all, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. I wanted to begin with this video because migration is often explained through policy and numbers. But of course, as we can see today with everyone here, it is first felt with people. Today, I would like to first respectfully acknowledge the leaders and guests who have joined us here today and who have been here since the morning, including Secretary Kakdak of the Department of Migrant Workers, Secretary Ang, Ms. Nukui, and Mr. Bepler. I am deeply grateful to all our distinguished guests, partners, advocates, and fellow participants who have committed their work to the protection and dignity of Filipino migrants. So to everyone here, happy International Migrants Day to all. My name is Emilio Baja, and today I am 18 years old and the founder of OFWs, and I am deeply grateful to be here today. When people think of Hong Kong, they often imagine this skyline. Global, fast-paced, and full of opportunity. And I was one of those people. Until I realized that the city's opportunity depends on a workforce, depends on many of you here today, that is treated as temporary, even when they've built lives in the city. So when I moved to Hong Kong at 13, I discovered a different side of the city, a side that changed me. Because I learned that the city's beauty is not just in its buildings, but in you, in its people, the overseas Filipino workers who keep it running. Moving to Hong Kong made me see OFWs not as statistics, but individuals with dreams and sacrifices. Every remittance deserves a story, and every story deserves dignity. Next slide, please. Every Sunday, the heart of Hong Kong transforms. Tens of thousands of OFWs gather in Central, resting and reconnecting. They sit on cardboard, share food, laugh, tell stories, and braid each other's hair. These gatherings are not just social. They are acts of resilience and survival. Seeing this every week revealed to me the emotional cost of migration. And I learned what it means to have a heart split between Hong Kong and the Philippines. At 13, when I first saw this, I remember realizing that this is what rest looks like when your bedroom is someone else's home. And yet in that same space, every Sunday, community appears. Next slide, please. Migration is not only about movement across borders. It's a system of trade-offs. For many domestic workers, the trade-off is time with their children, time for rest, and often a chance to finish school, as many of you know here. But when we talk about protecting OFWs and migrant workers from these trade-offs, we tend to mean contracts and services as we have discussed here today. But I want to add one more word, and that is trajectory. What someone can become after years abroad. Next slide, please. So this is why I founded OFWs. OFWs is an NGO that empowers OFWs in Hong Kong by providing them with online college education through scholarships. And we will be expanding to more places like Singapore in 2026. Our belief is this: if someone can care for families abroad, they deserve the chance to care for themselves and pursue their own dreams too. Many OFWs left school early, not due to a lack of ability, but due to circumstance, including being unable to find jobs in the Philippines that would allow them to provide for their families. But we found a solution. Education offers dignity, protection, and long-term opportunities beyond domestic work. It helps someone like you negotiate their future, not only survive the present. So what began with one scholar in 2023 has now grown to 30 domestic workers studying before sunrise, after long shifts, and on their Sundays off. And today, I'm happy to share that we now have 2 graduates, the first of many who light the path forward. Next slide, please. Every month, we bring our scholars together in workshops that go beyond the college degrees that they are also studying for. Through our partner organizations, companies, and institutions, these workshops teach our scholars about mental health, financial planning, labor rights, and more. We do this because we believe that education is not just about academics, but also about our scholars' holistic development. Through these monthly gatherings, we also create a community where our OFW scholars can ask questions, share strategies, and be seen as students, not just workers. This is especially important since their college education is online and asynchronous. Over time, these workshops have become a support system, one that restores confidence, builds agency, and reminds our scholars that their ambitions are honored. Next slide, please. Our scholars are mothers, breadwinners, and dreamers. They study on their only day off and after 12-hour shifts caring for other families. Some of our scholars take notes at 1 a.m. because that was the only quiet hour in the household. Others take an exam during a break between household tasks. This is what access looks like when your life is structured around someone else's needs, as domestic workers do. Next slide, please. Fulfills now has over 50 volunteers, many of them students across several countries, mostly in the Philippines and Hong Kong. Many of our volunteers are young, showing that service is becoming a priority for the next generation. Our work is people-powered, built on collaboration and compassion. Next slide, please. Sorry, can we go back one slide? This growth has been made possible by the extraordinary generosity of our partner schools, AMA University, the Philippine Women's University, and just this year, we signed our partnership with the University of the Philippines. Through our partner schools, Fulfills provides 100% online and asynchronous college education for our scholars, enabling them to earn their college degrees online. This is critical for Filipino domestic workers whose schedules often vary, so even synchronous classes would not be suitable. This structure allows our scholars to effectively study while maintaining their own jobs. Next slide, please. In August, I also launched a children's book called A Heart in Two Places, written in honor of the love and courage that sustain the lives of Filipino domestic workers around the world. I dedicate it to the women who raised us, our caregivers, our nanais, and our domestic workers around the world, whose stories rarely enter the spotlight, yet shape so many of our own. A children's book might seem small next to policy, but stories shape what the next generation believes is normal. If children grow up seeing domestic workers only as helpers, they inherit a blind spot. And that's why I wanted to write something that trains respect early on with the children that many of our domestic workers serve. Next slide, please. Additionally, earlier this year, I was one of 110 people out of 4,800 applicants selected into the UNESCO SDG 4, which is Quality Education, Youth and Student Network. My selection affirms that education is central to migration. When we treat education as part of migration protection, we stop seeing OFWs only as labor, and we start seeing you as people with futures. Next slide, please. I also want to be very clear, and if there's one thing I want you all to take away from me today, is that I'm not here to say fulfills is the motto. Quite the opposite, actually. When I was kindly invited by the Commission on Filipinos Overseas to the Baja Stakeholders Conference earlier this month, I shared that fulfills, my organization, should not exist. I shared that while it is good that we are providing each individual OFW with a college education, we have to take a step back and see the issue for what it is. Why does Fulfills even have to provide online college education in the first place? Why is that not already provided by the institutions and the government in the Philippines before they migrate abroad? As much as it is great that NGOs like Fulfills provide the support for OFWs wherever they may be around the world, we must recognize that these NGOs are merely band-aids to larger institutional shortcomings. We as Filipinos, we as voters, should be looking at long-term change and solutions so we can live in a Philippines where people don't have to migrate abroad without a college degree. So today, as our country faces a critical moment in our history, I invite everyone to be mindful of their civic and political engagement. Let us vote for the right leaders who will bring about meaningful change. Let us hold our government accountable. And let us build a better Philippines for Filipinos here and around the world. Next slide, please. To the Department of Migrant Workers and the Commission on Filipinos Overseas, thank you for your leadership in championing opportunities for OFWs and Filipinos overseas. Your work reminds us that protecting our OFWs requires systems built with collaboration. Thank you for affirming that advocacy has no age limit and that young people, like myself, have a place in shaping the future of migration. Thank you for letting a young person speak in this place. I'm here because OFWs taught me what courage looks like up close. Maraming salamat po. Happy International Migrants Day to all. Mabuhay ang ating mga OFWs at mabuhay ang mga Pilipino.
All right, thank you very much, of course.